Hello beautiful people. So today's video is about healing crystals and your zodiac sign. What I'll be doing is I'll share the benefits of certain crystals for your specific zodiac sign. Alrighty my people. So I got the idea to do this video about crystals and the zodiac from one of my husband's co-workers. He was just interested in the benefits of crystals and how they benefit you depending on what your sign is. And thank you for this content. But I thought it was a good idea because I didn't really think about that, and I wanted to maybe even see if I have crystals or I use crystals that are beneficial to my zodiac as well. I made a video kind of similar to this, but it was about the chakras. I was sharing crystals that were beneficial for opening and balancing your chakras. So this is going to be a little different, but just some information on crystals. Crystals are the Earth's DNA. Crystals were created as the Earth formed, and they continue to change as the Earth changes. Many crystals grow under a lot of pressure, and they contain records of the Earth's development over millions of years. So they're very powerful, a lot more powerful than people think. It's kind of like comparing it to food and plants and certain things that grow on the planet. Marijuana is a healing plant. Not smoking every single day, not that, but it does heal and help with creativity and thinking and things like that. And so crystals do some of the same things. Helps with creativity, helps with healing, for emotional healing, healing from even sicknesses, addiction, things like that. So the crystals are very powerful, a lot more powerful than people give them credit for. Now, I realized how powerful they were and, how cool it was, like last year. Last year, now for years, my husband and I, we've been collecting crystals, so we have lots of crystals. But last year, as I started to go through an awakening, I was going through where I would read and learn lots of different things I was going through as far as my symptoms of these different chakras that had been being stimulated and open and everything. And the throat was something I was concerned about at the time. I felt like my throat chakra was opening or a little imbalanced, but I do feel that it was opening, which is one of the reasons I even created this channel and being able to talk and share my truth. That had a lot to do with my throat chakra opening. So we went to a crystal shop and I was drawn to the blue apatite crystal. And I just really liked it. I looked at it, I just thought it was so beautiful. Something about the color just like got my attention. It was like, okay, I gotta have this. And in the shop that I go to, they have like a little card with an explanation of the benefits of each of the crystals in each bowl that has crystals in it. So when I read the benefits of the blue apatite, because I didn't see that before picking it, but when I read the benefits, it said that it assists with the throat chakra opening. It's for people who are talking to people publicly. And I was just like, wow. How on earth am I just drawn to something that I'm thinking about, something that I'm having like a struggle with, or something that I'm working on? And that was one of the, and it happens to me just about every time I go. Whatever I'm going through, one time I was really emotional. I talked to somebody who was crying and they were going through a lot, and I just felt their pain, and I was feeling really emotional before I went there, and I was drawn to a crystal that helps with your emotions. I was like, wow. Same thing with my husband and I. We were talking, I felt like he was concerned about me because I'm changing a lot with this awakening, and he just felt like my woman is not the same woman. What's going on? And he was a little worried. And we had talked and we had a nice conversation. And that same day we went, I was also drawn to, I think it was sardonyx, I think it was called. Black sardonyx. I'm not really sure right now. But one of them, it was good for partners, relationships, and couples. I was just like, oh my goodness. So they are so powerful, and that's one thing that I would definitely recommend, that anybody, you all do this. If you have the opportunity, go to a crystal shop and just look around, and whatever you are really drawn to, don't be surprised if it has a lot to do with what you're going through at the time. So that's just a little information about the crystals. Now, as far as astrology, I used to be really into astrology, especially when I was younger. I was really fascinated by it. I had this habit of remembering people's signs. Whenever they would tell it to me, I would remember it, and it would just stick with me. And a lot of times I would see certain characteristics in them. Some people would agree with me, and then some people would disagree. And at the same time, I've realized that this was Western astrology that I was really fascinated with, and that's the reason why it would be off sometimes. It's like I would meet someone that doesn't seem anything like their sign. And you may be someone who, like, there's certain things that you may agree with, but then it's some like, no, that's not me, because it has a lot to do, it goes much deeper. And my daughter told me about Vedic astrology, which has a lot to do with the time that you were born. Has a lot to do with the sun and the moon, the alignment of the stars and things like that when you were born. So it's a lot more detailed, and it's really on point. So I had this friend in India who actually gave me like this, she did my natal chart and told me it was just amazing. She told me things about myself, things that I have went through in this life, struggles that I've had, things that I will go through, and things that will happen in this life. It was amazing. And so I learned that the Vedic astrology, which has a lot to do with the time you were born, is way more accurate, and Western astrology is just very general. So it's not really on point a lot of the time. Now, I didn't even give her an accurate time. I told her 8 o'clock because when my dad was alive, I asked him what time I was born, and he said he thinks it was in the morning, somewhere around 8. He's not sure. It's not on my birth certificate. The hospital where I was born doesn't exist anymore, so I can't even try to get records and find out what my birth time is. I don't even know how to do it. If any of you have any idea how I can find that out, let me know. But I don't know what time I was born. I don't know the exact time. But even with me giving her 8 o'clock, what she told me was like it was on point. On point with who I am as a person, on point with the things that I've gone through, and it was amazing. So that's one thing that's another thing I recommend, getting your natal chart and getting an astrology reading, which is more on point than Western astrology, if you are into astrology like that. Alright, so now I'm going to get into your actual zodiac sign and the crystals that are beneficial, the ones that I've found beneficial for your sign. Now, this doesn't have a lot to do with your birthstone. So if you don't hear me mention your birthstone, don't worry about it, because what I did was I looked for crystals that are beneficial for the struggles and the obstacles that you might face with your sign. You know, with our signs, we all have strengths and weaknesses. So I was just looking for something that's beneficial. So it may not necessarily have your birthstone in it. We all know that your birthstone is beneficial. You can find that it goes by the month that you were born in. But this is more along the lines of helping you with struggles that you may have. And if it's not something that you struggle with, then it's not really something that you need. But it doesn't mean that crystals aren't beneficial to you. You may have struggles in other areas, so you still should, I say, go in the store and just allow the crystal to pick you instead of you picking the crystal. All right, so let's get into it. I got a list here. Aries. So I have 3 crystals for each sign, and then I'll share some of the how it benefits you. So with the Aries, 3 crystals that benefits the Aries is carnelian, quartz, and citrine. The carnelian complements the Aries' inner voice and helps the Aries with self-doubt. The quartz assists with your soul's evolution. That's how the quartz and the carnelian benefits the Aries. The Taurus, carnelian, just like with Aries, Taurus and Aries have some similarities. So carnelian, peridot, and jade These three crystals are the ones that I found for Taurus that are beneficial. Peridot assists the Taurus with courage and instills positive power. The carnelian helps the Taurus with moving forward. If you're feeling stuck or stagnant, it helps you with moving forward. For the Gemini, jade, rutilated quartz, and moonstone. So jade restores balance physically and emotionally for the Gemini. And for the Gemini, the rutilated quartz helps the Gemini to connect to their highest spiritual state. For Cancer, moonstone, red jasper, and pyrite. Moonstone helps the Cancer to connect to the energy of the moon and set their spirit free. And the red jasper helps the Cancer to overcome obstacles. For the Leo, garnet, tiger's eye, and carnelian. The tiger's eye supports the Leo's soul as they grow spiritually, and the garnet helps the Leo to tap into their passions, and carnelian stimulates creative thinking. That's something that definitely I have experienced, feeling excited and creative after wearing carnelian or carrying carnelian with me. For the Virgo, the crystals are kyanite, amazonite, and jade. So the kyanite, it brings energetic protection to the Virgo, as well as helping the Virgo to go beyond their comfort zone. The amazonite balances the energy and emotional state of the Virgo. For Libra, which is me, lapis lazuli, labradorite, and citrine. Now, what's interesting is I like labradorite. I have it on my necklace. I wear it quite a bit. I even have pieces of labradorite in my earrings. But the labradorite helps clear the Libra's aura, or clear and protect the Libra's aura. And the lapis lazuli helps the Libra with decision making. And if you're anything like me, you know how we can be. We can't even decide if we want to eat dinner before we take a bath, and we're like struggling which one we want to take a bath first or eat. But it helps us, the lapis lazuli helps us with decision making and helps us to become, or helps us to feel confident with our choices or the choices that we make. For Scorpio, the crystals are amethyst, malachite, and citrine. Amethyst brings peace and tranquility for the Scorpio. And malachite gives positive vibes, or brings positive vibes to the Scorpio, and also assists with emotional healing. Sagittarius, the crystals are bronzite, turquoise, and citrine. The bronzite is powerful for enabling change in the Sagittarius's life, and the turquoise enhances the Sagittarius's intuition. Capricorn, the crystals are azurite, peridot. Oh, it's a lizard. It's okay. Whew. I be getting scared out here in nature sometimes. All right. Where was I? Capricorn, azurite, peridot, and garnet. So azurite stimulates your divinity for the Capricorn, and peridot balances your emotion and also aids in your relationships. Aquarius, the crystals are aquamarine, yellow jasper, and amethyst. The yellow jasper heals wounds for the Aquarius. A lot of times, Aquarius, they're very strong, but they will, and I know this, I'm only saying this because I know Aquarius people, but they sometimes, with their strength, they like to ignore the pain that they feel sometimes when they feel like they've been betrayed. So the yellow jasper heals wounds for the Aquarius, and the amethyst brings the mind, body, and spirit into balance. The aquamarine reminds the Aquarius of the beauty within them. And then last but not least, my little baby indigo, the sweet little Pisces, aquamarine, chrysocolla, I think I'm saying it, chrysocolla, and amethyst. So the chrysocolla expresses, or it helps the Pisces to express their feelings clearly in all of their relationships, and the amethyst calms them down and brings them a sense of pleasure. So that is it. That's all 12. And that's it for this video. I want to thank you all for watching. It's kind of hot out here and bugs keep flying on me and bothering me, so it's time to go. But I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for spending time with me. Thanks for subscribing to my channel, and I'll be seeing you all very soon. Peace and blessings.